Imagine two architects, David and Elena, given the same plot of land and the same budget to build a community center. David starts immediately. He's a doer. He draws up the walls, orders the bricks, and works 14 hours a day. But halfway through, he realizes the plumbing won't support the kitchen, and the entrance faces a busy, noisy highway. He's exhausted and over budget. Elena, however, spends the first 2 weeks just sitting. She walks the land at sunrise and sunset. She talks to the neighbors about what they need. She visualizes the children playing and the seniors gathering. When she starts, she finishes ahead of schedule, under budget, and the building becomes the heart of the town. The difference? David was working hard, but Elena was thinking well. Success isn't about having a higher IQ or working more hours, it's about the quality of your thinking. Today, we're going to unlock the 11 thinking styles that separate the Davids from the Elenas of the world. Chapter 1, Cultivate Big Picture Thinking. Meet Mark, a manager at a large retail chain. Mark is obsessed with the numbers of his specific aisle. He fights with other managers for more shelf space and ignores customer complaints about the store's overall layout. He wins his aisle war, but the store's total sales drop because customers find the layout confusing and the staff uncooperative. Mark didn't see the big picture. Big picture thinking is about zooming out. Maxwell explains that big picture thinkers realize there is a world beyond their own interests. It brings perspective, much like making the frame of a picture larger so you can see the context, not just the subject. One of the most important skills is the ability to see things from another person's point of view, be it a client, a spouse, or a competitor. Big picture thinkers don't just have experiences, they learn from them, both the wins and the losses. Big picture thinking allows you to see the why behind the what, ensuring your daily small actions move you in the right direction. Don't get stuck in the frame of your own immediate needs. You can't see the big picture without understanding how others think. Today, identify one project you're working on and ask yourself, how does this benefit the people around me, not just myself? Chapter 2, Engage in Focused Thinking. Imagine a magnifying glass. On a sunny day, if you move it around constantly, it just creates a few warm spots on the ground. But if you hold it perfectly still over a dry leaf, the concentrated light creates fire. Leo is the moving glass, he's busy all day but finishes nothing. Mia is the still glass, she picks one task and ignores the world until it's done. Focused thinking harnesses energy toward a specific goal. It removes mental clutter and distractions so you can think with clarity. You don't achieve greatness as a generalist, you hone skills by focusing your attention. Maxwell suggests identifying your top priorities, the 20% of tasks that give 80% of your returns, and insulating yourself from interruptions. Focus is the ability to concentrate for a long time on one difficult achievement until it is mastered. Make yourself unavailable when it's time for deep work. If a goal isn't written, it isn't focused. Pick the hardest task on your list tomorrow. Set a timer for 60 minutes and do nothing else until that timer dings. Chapter 3, Harness Creative Thinking. Think of a local pizza shop owner named Tony. Business is slow. Instead of just marketing harder, Tony notices that people in his town love puzzles. He starts printing a weekly mystery riddle on the inside of his pizza boxes. The first person to call with the answer wins a free pizza. Suddenly, everyone wants Tony's pizza, not just for the food, but for the fun. Creative thinking isn't necessarily about original thought, it's about connecting existing ideas in new ways. In the modern world, your ideas matter more than your output or title. Maxwell defines it as think, collect, create, correct, connect. You must avoid creativity killers like, that's not logical or we've never done it that way. Creativity is intelligence having fun. It's about being willing to look like a screwball to find a breakthrough. Creativity is the art of asking, what if, rather than, why not? Travel, read new subjects, and expose yourself to different paradigms. Find a routine task you do every day and try to find 3 completely different ways to complete it. Chapter 4, Employ Realistic Thinking. Meet Optimistic Oliver. Oliver opens a surf shop in a town that has a beach, but only gets surfable waves 3 days a month. He believes, if I build it, they will come. 6 months later, he's broke. Now meet realistic Rachel. She looks at the same town, sees the lack of waves, and opens a paddleboard and kayak shop instead. She's thriving because she built her dream on reality, not just hope. Realistic thinking is the foundation for your vision. Maxwell says the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. By thinking through the worst-case scenario and having a contingency plan, you gain confidence and security. Leaders who are constantly surprised by the unexpected lose the trust of their followers. Reality is the gap between what we wish for and what is. Realistic thinking bridges that gap. Truth can be a howling reproach, but it's the only thing that sets you free to grow. Mentally rehearsing the worst case makes you ready for anything. Look at your biggest goal. Write down the top 3 things that could go wrong and create a plan B for each. Chapter 5: Utilize strategic thinking. Imagine Kevin trying to get fit. He goes to the gym and just wanders from machine to machine. Sarah has a plan. Monday is legs, Wednesday is cardio, Friday is upper body, and she tracks every calorie. After 3 months, Kevin looks the same, but Sarah has transformed. Sarah used a strategy. Strategic thinking is about planning your life and living your plan. It breaks down a massive issue into smaller, manageable jobs. Before you decide how to do something, you must be clear on why you are doing it. Strategic thinkers don't use one-size-fits-all plans, they fit the plan to the specific circumstance. Strategy simplifies the complex and ensures you aren't just busy, but effective. Do 5 specific things every day that move you toward your goal. Strategy is like showering, you have to keep doing it. Identify your number 1 goal for the next 30 days. Break it down into 4 weekly milestones and 20 daily actions. Chapter 6: Explore possibility thinking. Think of the 4-minute mile. For decades, doctors and athletes said it was biologically impossible for a human to run that fast. Then Roger Bannister did it. Within the next year, dozens of other runners did it too. The physical limit hadn't changed, the thinking had. Possibility thinking increases your potential from average to off the charts. There is a direct link between believing something is possible and your level of energy to achieve it. When you stop focusing on why things won't work, your brain is free to find how they could. Maxwell suggests dreaming one size bigger to force yourself to grow. Possibility thinkers see solutions where others see problems. Enlist a friend to point out every time you say, "I can't." Even in a bad situation, ask, "What's right about this?" Think of something you've said is impossible in your life. Ask yourself, what is one small step that would make it slightly more possible? Chapter 7: Learn from reflective thinking. Imagine James, who has been in the same job for 10 years but hasn't had a raise. He says he has 10 years of experience. His boss says, "No, James, you have 1 year of experience repeated 10 times." James never stopped to reflect on what he learned each year to improve for the next. Reflective thinking is the crock-pot of the mind. It turns experience into insight. Experience alone isn't the best teacher, evaluating that experience is. Reflection allows you to see the big picture of your own life's journey. Without reflection, we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes. Reflective thinking stops the necessity of doubt and turns your past into a roadmap for your future. Have a dedicated chair or time where you do nothing but reflect. Both offer equal amounts of data for your growth. Set aside 20 minutes this Sunday evening to write down the 3 biggest lessons you learned this week. Chapter 8: Question popular thinking. In the 1800s, popular thinking said, "The Earth is the center of the universe." Copernicus questioned that and was ridiculed. Later, popular thinking said, "Humans can't fly." The Wright brothers questioned that. Success often belongs to the people who are willing to be unpopular for a while. Popular thinking is often average thinking. Just because everyone is doing it doesn't mean it's right for you. True breakthroughs happen when someone asks, "Why do we do it this way?" Following the crowd is safe, but it rarely leads to greatness. To achieve unpopular results, like extraordinary wealth or health, you must be willing to abandon popular habits. Before jumping on a bandwagon, ask if it aligns with your long-term strategy. Your unique perspective is your greatest asset. Identify one rule or tradition in your industry or family that you disagree with. Spend 10 minutes thinking about what would happen if you did the opposite. Chapter 9: Benefit from Shared Thinking. Two woodcutters, Liam and Noah, are trying to clear a forest. Liam works alone, rarely talking to anyone. Noah spends his breaks talking to other woodcutters, learning how they sharpen their axes and which trees are easiest to cut. Noah finishes his section days before Liam because he shared the thinking of the whole group. None of us is as smart as all of us. Shared thinking is when 1 + 1 is equal to 5. Success comes from bringing the right thought to the right people in the right environment. You must be willing to share your half-baked ideas so others can help you bake them. Shared thinking allows you to go much farther with a team than you could ever go alone. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thoughts. You can't benefit from someone else's thinking if you're the only one talking. Schedule a brainstorming coffee this week with someone you admire and ask them for their perspective on a problem you're stuck on. Chapter 10: Practice Unselfish Thinking. Meet Selfish Sam. He hoards information at work so no one else can do his job. He's never promoted because his boss can't replace him. Now meet Generous Gina. She teaches everyone everything she knows. She's promoted quickly because she's proven she can build a successful team around her. Unselfish thinking is the paradox of success. By helping others, you help yourself. Successful people wake up asking, how can I add value to others? Thinking of others creates a life that outlasts you. There is a level of happiness found in unselfishness that getting can never provide. Unselfish thinking turns a career into a calling. Be the first to praise others for their contributions. Your greatest ROI will come from the growth of the people you mentor. Do one helpful thing for a colleague or friend today and do not tell anyone else that you did it. Chapter 11: Rely on bottom-line thinking. Imagine a basketball team that is playing great. They are passing, dribbling, and looking stylish. But at the end of the game, they lost 100-50. They focused on the process, but ignored the bottom line, the score. Successful people always keep the score in mind. Bottom-line thinking is about results and clarity. Don't confuse activity with accomplishment. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Bottom-line thinkers make decisions quickly because they know exactly what they are trying to achieve. Bottom-line thinking is the scorecard of your life. It keeps you honest about whether your thinking is actually working. What does a win look like for you this year? Be specific. Stop doing the things that don't move the needle on your bottom line. Identify your bottom line for this month, a sales goal, a weight goal, a relationship goal, and post it where you can see it every single day. We've covered 11 different ways of thinking today. It might feel overwhelming, but remember, thinking is a discipline you can learn. You don't need to master all 11 today. Pick one that resonated with you the most and practice it this week. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Change your thinking, and you truly will change your life. If this deep dive video changed your perspective, please subscribe and hit the like button. We want to hear from you. Which of these 11 thinking styles is your biggest challenge right now? Let's discuss in the comments below.